Prince George's County Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated presents the Science and Everyday Experiences STEM at Home video series.
Hello, my name is Deanna Gamble.
Hello, I'm Tyrissa Turner.
Hello, I'm Tamara Powell, and welcome to the Prince George's County Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated STEM at Home video series. We are members of the Science and Everyday Experiences Committee. Today, we'll be doing a biology experiment with DNA and strawberries.
So, what is DNA? DNA is the molecule that holds the recipe for all living things. It holds information such as how a living thing will develop, how it will function, and how it will grow. For humans, DNA determines things like eye color, how your heart beats, or how your lungs grow. Can you think of other characteristics that are determined by DNA? For strawberries, their DNA determines how they look, their color, and how long it takes for them to grow. There's a special branch of biology that studies all things about DNA, all of its functions, and how it's passed down through generations. Today, we will be extracting DNA from strawberries, and strawberries are an excellent candidate for extracting DNA because they're easy to break, and you'll see that as we mush the strawberries up. They have seeds on the outside of them, and they have lots of DNA. So for humans, we only have 2 copies of DNA, and that's 1 from each parent, whereas strawberries have 8 copies. So before we begin, what do you think the DNA is going to look like when we extract it from these strawberries?
So now let's go through the materials you would need for this experiment. Resealable plastic bag, 2 to 3 strawberries, fresh or frozen. If they're frozen, I recommend that you make sure that they're thawed out. 2 tablespoons of dish detergent, a half a cup of water, 1 coffee filter, or you can use a paper towel, a half a cup of cold rubbing alcohol. You and an adult can put a cup of alcohol in the refrigerator for up to an hour. You will also need a coffee stirrer or a bamboo stick, or you can also use a popsicle stick. You need 1 tablespoon of salt. So now that we have all of our materials, let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do is take our Ziploc bag, and then we're going to grab our strawberries. So you want to make sure that you take off all of the green leaves from the strawberry. Once you take off all of the green leaves, then you're going to place your strawberries into the Ziploc bag. You want to seal it up tight and make sure that there is no air coming out. And then for the fun part, we begin to smash. So you can go back and forth if that's easier for you, or you can place it on the table and then you can smush your strawberries. So once you have everything smushed, then it should look something like this. Now that you have your strawberries smushed like this, we will begin with the next step.
So now we're going to make our DNA extraction fluid. So we're going to take one of our plastic cups. I've already pre-measured a teaspoon of salt. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of dish detergent. And we're going to add a half a cup of water. So we're going to mix this. Okay. We're going to take our smashed strawberries that we did earlier, and we're going to add 2 teaspoons of our DNA extraction liquid to this bag. Okay. So now we're going to reseal the bag, try to get as much air out of it as possible. And we're going to gently smash this for about a minute. Smash it. So just keep smashing that about a minute. And so we're gonna take our second plastic cup and we're gonna use our coffee filter to strain our You could also use a paper towel if you don't have a coffee filter to let the filter, we're gonna let the liquid filter through into the cup. And if you would like, you can squeeze to try to get as much liquid out of that filter as possible.
So after you filter your strawberries, you should get a cup of strawberry juice that looks like this. And next you'll take your rubbing alcohol from the freezer, and again, you can get help from your parents. And so you're gonna take your cold rubbing alcohol and just pour it down the side of your cup with your strawberry juice. Next, you're gonna wait a couple of seconds, do not stir the mixture, and you'll start to see a white cloudy substance that's gonna separate at the top, and that is your DNA. So now you can take your popsicle stick and actually pick up the DNA. So here it is. And feel free to kind of move it around. You can touch it, but we ask that you please do not eat it, as not all parts of this experiment are edible. And so, does the DNA look how you thought it would look from the beginning of our experiment? You can see it's white, cloudy, and a little bit sticky. So that concludes our experiment today for extracting DNA from a strawberry. We hope you enjoyed our experiment and that you learned something new. Thank you.